This New World Next Week episode 462 comes with a side of Hellscape USA, but it is pushback style. Yellen defends IRS rule requiring banks to report all transactions over $600. Treasury Secretary and one of the richest in the Biden administration, Janet Yellen, is defending a Biden administration proposal that would require banks to report data to the Internal Revenue Service, the hated IRS, on transactions over $600, calling the collection of information routine after taking heat for the idea that is widely seen as an unprecedented invasion of privacy, and that's putting it kind of mildly from the New York Post. But the pushback, good news part of this, states revolt against Biden's bank snooping plans. Missouri and Arkansas become the latest American states to say they would not comply with the Biden proposal to force banks to hand over transaction data over $600 to the IRS. I will stand up to this government overreach and protect the privacy of those account holders, State Treasurer Scott Fitzpatrick said in a statement. Turning over their transaction data to the federal government is illegal under Missouri law and a gross violation of Missourians' expectation of privacy when it comes to their personal financial records. I will not turn this information over to the IRS voluntarily and will fight in court to block any attempt by the federal government to compel my office to comply with this mandate, Fitzpatrick said. The states follow both West Virginia and Nebraska in promising to defy the policy. Arkansas State Treasurer Dennis Milligan told Daily Mail he would not hand over citizens' data to the IRS either. It would be absolutely absurd for me to turn over their private account data regarding money they're saving for their loved one's future to the IRS, and I do not intend to do so. I would do all I could in my role to not comply with this proposal. West Virginia State Treasurer Riley Moore said that no state should comply with the IRS plan, which was hidden inside the $3.5 trillion budget reconciliation bill, which State Treasurer Riley Moore calls an unconstitutional invasion. The impact this is going to have on community banks, this is like Dodd-Frank on steroids. He said big banks who supported Biden would be the beneficiaries of the proposal. And James, that is, of course, part of this story. You might even notice I shrunk the headline a little bit. GOP states push back against Biden proposal. So again, it's always posed as this fake left and right in the two-party illusion. I would not be surprised at all to see some Democrat states basically joining in on this. Esteemed Wyoming Senator Lummis said, and there is a video and you can see it, Secretary Yellen, do you distrust the American people so much that you need to know they bought a couch or a cow? And then on the flip side, from senator to rando dude on Twitter, LMAO at the IRS $600 watchdog law after they issued you $600 UI distributions. Remember the Biden bucks? They seriously coming after your side hustle you created to survive their insane lockdowns. They killed small business and they can't pay their debt, so they're coming after individuals now. James, I guess my question, and maybe I suppose I'd be better off to answer this as an American than you could the criminal U.S. government actually keep track of all this? Is this a tenable proposition in the first place?
Well, maybe not under the system as it currently exists. So what would they have to do in order to make that tenable? Controlled demolition, and in the ashes emerges a central bank digital currency? Hey, all roads seem to be leading towards a certain solution that, boy, they just happen to be working on behind the scenes right now. There's white paper after white paper coming out from central bank after central bank about implementation of central bank digital currencies. But I don't know. I don't know if the public's going to go along with it. Hey, here's another way that we can try to jam this into the conversation. Oh, poor federal government. We're trillions down from what we should be because you guys are hiding too much money from us. How about if we make it so that we can see literally every transaction that takes place in the economy? That'll solve it. So that would, in a sense, make this new rule kind of a moot point. But anyway, I think this is one step toward it. And yeah, the synchronicity of the $600, I think, actually does quite nicely give away exactly what this is about and exactly how this works. Again, yes, they are demolishing the economy with their lockdowns and everything so that they can get you hooked on these Biden bucks and UI payments that will turn into the UBI and Oh, everyone gets this wonderful check from the government. And check. Oh my God, that's so last century. I guess it'll have to be some sort of digital. If only everyone had some sort of wallet that directly tied into the central bank. Maybe a central bank digital currency. That would be the way to distribute it. All roads leading to this new, it's a changeover in the monetary paradigm that's happening right now. That is what is taking place right now. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The scamdemic is just one of the justifications that they're going to use for their pre-made solution. So keep that in mind, and every single one of these stories converge on it, and it's exactly what I was just saying for story 1. Well, if the solution isn't to fall into their CBDC trap, what is it? And the only solution that is viable are the ones that we create and that we participate in. And we have to start that legwork from the ground up, because if we wait for some institution to come along and swoop in and save us, it will be the debt trap, kind of like what Chinese victims are experiencing right now all around the world. All these stories are of a piece, and it is about the controlled demolition of various economies and the people who will swoop in to save you with strings attached, of course. So if you don't want that to happen, you're going to have to find ways to work outside of this system.
That episode is quite as I like to say on my shows, quite the rich tapestry. In closing, James, I mentioned this to you off mic a couple of weeks ago. People have uploaded some Corbett documentaries to ThemeTube, and the title says History Channel documentary. And it's actually gotten folks to watch who otherwise would have knee-jerked away from alt media. An awesome Media Monarchy member, Mandy Memes, has actually been keeping us up to date. My brother's been getting my dad to watch more Corby documentaries, telling him it's the same guy who did that History Channel Big Oil documentary he liked so much. My dad really liked the Afghanistan one. We are tricking him awake. James, we got to do what we got to do. And in closing, again, I'll remind folks, we just launched it. The New World Next Week store is still kicking butt. We are getting down to the last bit of Bill Gates and 9/11 Trillions DVDs. There are more in the works. I guess the update. Surprise, we can't ship to New Zealand or Australia at this time because they're under complete scamdemic police state lockdown. Yep, that. And the United States is the one that has halted shipping there. So for the time being, we're not able to ship to New Zealand or Australia here from the States. NewWorldNextWeek.com currently has DVDs and radio plays, merch, and more coming soon from both of us. And of course, what becomes more important, James, we've still got my post office box. It's really turned into a great way to send mostly untrackable support. Cash, coins, precious metal, yen, Utah gold bucks. I accept every bit of it, and then I split it with James Corbett while I stream news, music, memes, and more. Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 Mountain Time at MediaMonarchy.com/listen. James?
Hats off to all the people who are finding creative ways to spread this material to people who would knee-jerk away from it. So yes, hats off to that. And I will make note of someone on YouTube who has started a Corbett Report channel with my branding on it. It has nothing to do with me. I don't know who's doing it, but he is uploading, they are uploading every single one of my videos to YouTube, which is particularly odd because we're talking about vaccines. We're saying, do not trust your health authorities. They are lying to you. The things that you're not allowed to say on YouTube. Somehow, these videos are being uploaded to YouTube and they haven't seemed to be taken down yet. I don't know. Whatever. If you're watching this on YouTube, number one, I am not on YouTube. Someone else is uploading this. Number two, stop watching YouTube. I even see in the comments of these YouTube posts that this person is doing, people going, James, you disappeared for a while. Glad to see you're back. No, I didn't disappear anywhere. YouTube deleted my channel. They are censoring information. Stop watching YouTube. You have been warned. Anyway, on that note, hats off to the people who are reaching out into that matrix and finding ways to spread this information, because it's unfortunately the only way we're going to be reaching new people from now on is doing tricks like that, because we are in information warfare, and James and I are going to be here week after week after week fighting that war. I hope you guys will be here to support us. James, see you again next week.
Thanks so much, buddy. Take care.